Today I am going to tell you about the nutritional needs. So today's procedure is here about on the nutritional needs. In nutritional needs, three procedures are there. First one is your gastrostomy and jejunostomy feeding. Second one is your NG insertion and NG feeding, and third one is your TPN, that is your total parenteral nutrition. So first one we see about the gastrostomy and jejunostomy tube. What is gastrostomy and jejunostomy? Of food in a fluid form through gastrostomy or jejunostomy tube to a surgical opening. Clear? Then what is your gastrostomy and jejunostomy? Gastrostomy is your opening of stomach and jejunostomy is your opening of jejunum. Now come to the purposes. For what purpose we do this procedure? To maintain the nutritional status of a patient whose upper GI tract is bypassed. Now come to the articles required to this procedure. Now come to the articles required for this procedure. First one is your gavage bag and tubing. Now second one is your stethoscope. For what purpose we are using a stethoscope? To check the bowel sounds. Then this one is your feed. This one is your feeding tube. Clear? In this feeding tube you have to insert feed and administer to the patient. For what purpose we are required this gloves? In case if patient is infected, and to prevent the cross and to prevent the infection, we have to use the gloves. Now come to the IV stand. Last one article is your IV stand. IV stand we use if tubing is there. If we are using tubing, we administer feed to the patient through tube. In case this stand is not required, but in case if you are using gavage bag, so for hanging the gavage bag we use the IV stand. Now come to the special considerations. You have before starting the procedure, you have to remember some points in this procedure. First one is your in case of aspiration. In case of aspiration of feed, we have to in case of aspiration of feed, you have to notify the physician and obtain chest X-ray. And the risk of aspiration may be lessened if we are elevate the head of bed at 30 to 45 degree. In this way you have to elevate the head of bed at 30 to 45 degree. This can reduce the chance of risk of aspiration. Then second one point is your in case of diarrhea. In case of diarrhea you don't have to initiate the feeding, you notify the physician. Then in case of nausea and vomiting, in case of nausea and vomiting you have to withhold the feeding, means you don't start the feeding if patients having nausea and vomiting. Then last one is your, now fourth one is your if bowel sounds are absent. Clear? If bowel sounds are absent, you don't have to initiate the feeding. Why you focused on the bowel sounds? Because bowel sounds present when the patients feel hunger. Clear? When the patient feels hungry, at that time bowel sounds are present, the blotting sound is there. So if patient having blotting sound, in that case you have to initiate the feeding. And if the bowel sounds are not present, that is your blotting sounds are not present, in that case you don't have to initiate the feeding. Now after the special considerations, come to the steps of procedure. In steps of procedure, three steps are there. First one is your pre-procedural, second one is your intra-procedural, and third one is your post-procedural. So first one is your pre-procedural step. In pre-procedural step, you have to assess the patient or patient needs, then explain procedure to the patient. If patient is conscious, in that case you have to explain procedure to the patient. If patient is unconscious, in that case you have to explain procedure to the patient attenders.